Hello everybody, and welcome back to some SkyT. How you guys doing today? I hope you are doing well. I am. So, for me, it has been a minute since I have recorded a video. For you all, it's not going to seem like much. I recorded a few, and it's been like a week and a half since I've had a day off, and now I have a day off. I didn't get anything posted, but I'm fixing to post a whole bunch of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff going on. We had been working on getting through power, through hostile networks, getting all stuff done, getting ready. Basically, what we need to get into. We worked our way to extended crafting and got that started going. The biggest thing we've got going on now is we need to get through mechanism. That's what we're going to start working on today. One of the things that I had been worried about was antimatter. Antimatter is not as big of a deal as I thought. The basics of what we need is just 21 to get through the pack. That's just the basics. We'll do more than that, but for now, that's our goal. There has been some stuff happen in between. Let's see if I can find all this stuff. Let's see here. Hostile nerd. Nope, none of that. That's that. Where is all of my stuff that I was working on? So we've done the Phantom. We've got the Guardian. We've got chickens. We've got glow squids. We've got all of that stuff ready to go for all the pieces and parts that we're going to need. We've got all this stuff down here running. I don't think I've added anything to it. I have not. We've got plenty of our Ender Dragon ones. And I started working towards our Wither one. If we put this up here, you can see we now have 22 remaining to get from the Advanced to the Superior. And I finally figured out a way to do this the easy way. Easy way-ish. Why did that put me here? Oh, because this thing is done. Did it eat itself? No, it did not. So yeah, this thing is now done. We need to move it. So we've got a great big hole. But in speaking of great big holes, if we come over here in our hole, actually I can go right here. That's not what I wanted to do. Wither spot. There is this stuff right here. It's heavy reinforced obsidian from Witherproofed, and it's not too complicated to make. You need just reinforced alloy, which is reinforced compound, which is copper ingots, iron ingots, blaze powder, net withered powder. We've got some from killing the withers that we had killed, and I got more as I went along here. And have got this thing set up where I can just come down here. Well, we can kill one right quick. Come in here, throw our stuff in here. And just let him spawn. And I got us a little hole. He pretty much, he doesn't get out. He doesn't. That's really loud. Options, volume. Our sword is not all that great. And with us having the Ultimarite armor, we don't take any damage from Wither. And there we go. So now we've got, I don't know where my, there it went. Oh, I don't have my magnet on. So we've killed 27 of them. I still got a bunch more to kill. So yeah, that is a thing. Also, in the in-between time, I set up a second set of 5x uranium ore processing, and we have run out of liquid meat. So that is now an issue. We'll have to see about working on that. I'm not worried about it today, but we're getting just a little bit of liquid meat, and it's doing that. But right now, we are pretty good on uranium. We're up to 708,000, and most of that we have gotten through That's what. Yeah, we've got 326,000 there, but the rest of them are with our bees. I have done some bee work. I went and got us a few more ender bees, or not the ender bees, the draconic bees. In the end, I floated around, found them, got these guys set up to where we are getting the dust and started making productivity upgrades, and we needed the inactive dragon egg, which was the only thing that we needed for that to do. It's the only thing that we can use. We can't use regular dragon egg for it, which is part of the reason why we done that guy up there. So we had to do the bees. I got all that set up. Now we've got productivity upgrades and this stuff. Yeah, it's just adding 2 to these. Each one of these has... Actually, I didn't add it to that one. Oh, because I don't need a whole lot of that stuff. We've already pretty much got all the Viridium that we need. But I've added 2 to every one of these. And yeah, we've got tons of stuff out of them. Wait, simulation. Okay, that one's just in there weird. So, but yeah, there is all of that. So we've got a few quests to complete. I did make all of our green hearts. I think we already done that, and I just didn't complete the quest. I made the Ultimarite sword because I was trying to find some way to kill the nether, or not nether, but the wither a little bit quicker, and yeah, that's not really helping much at all. It's about the same. I was looking at making our way through to do some, let's put all this stuff up, to get into the next tier of the beehives, and we need a bunch of honey to be able to process the stuff. Let's see, centrifuge. I always forget how that's spelled. That's the generator, centrifuge, powered centrifuge. That's the heated centrifuge. And then we have the ultimate centrifuge. And for the ultimate centrifuge, we need honey. And I was going to set up some honey from the a pump in the Bumble Zone, only to realize that it's not honey that's everywhere. It is other stuff. So, yeah, that's was a no-go. So I've just kind of stuck with what I've got, and it's actually working out pretty well. But we do have rewards for the ender tank, so that's taken care of. And then, of course, we've got the one for the heated centrifuge, and I think that is everything. So, now, we have got to work towards our antimatter. Oh, by the way, these guys have now filled up. This guy is all the way filled up. These guys have backed up. I did put some more uranium in this guy. It run all the way through it, and we should have a bunch of plutonium now. We've got quite a bit. So yeah, these are just running as we need them. So yeah, next up on our list, yeah, is antimatter. So this is a great big long progression. We've already done parts of it, but we got to do it all. And it's one of those things, I always hate messing with this because there's a thing that I hate with modded. Or not hate. I hate the fact that you make this reactor, and if something goes wrong, and then everything gets ruined, and it's a pain in the butt. There's ways to fix it, yes. It's one of those things where I hate it. Don't mind it. I don't like doing it, and I always put it off as long as I can. But that's where we are. So, but anyways, we need to make fissile fuel. That's where we are going. This is what we need to power a reactor and get into fission reactors. So, fissile fuel is made with uranium hexafluoride. The uranium hexafluoride is made with uranium oxide and hydrofluoric acid. So the uranium oxide is just yellow cake, yellow cake uranium, which is just uranium inside of a enrichment chamber. We've got uranium taken care of as part of what we're been doing. The other part of this is the hydrofluoric acid. For this, we need sulfuric acid, and we also need fluorite. And that gives us the hydrofluoric acid. Now, sulfuric acid. we have already done. If we come over here and we come down here, that's this whole setup right here. We've got to just more or less copy this all again. If we come over here and look inside of here, that's what we got, sulfuric acid. But we want a whole different setup for this elsewhere, because this is being used for crafting purposes. We got to make sure we keep this thing going and not have to worry about anything. So this is what I'm going to be doing. We're going to get all of this stuff set up. Our upgrades to our sulfur production has worked out great. We're up to 7.3 million. If that ain't enough sulfur, we're it's pointless. So that's where we're at. We're still collecting way more coal than that. But anyways, I digress. We got a lot of work to do. I'll be back. All right, so we are back. We've got to the point of getting ready to make the fissile fuel. So first up, we'll go over all the different steps of this. So we are pulling from our drawer over here with our sulfur and putting it into chemical oxidizers, which are then making, we're not going to catch any of this stuff probably, but the sulfur dioxide. As far as sulfur goes, we are losing just a little bit. It's not much. I can probably throw another couple machines over here and it would even it all out. We'll see what we need to do with that. We'll keep an eye on it once we get to that point. So, but we got the sulfur dioxide. We got the sulfur dioxide going over here into this chemical infuser. This has oxygen, which we're getting oxygen from our oxygen plant over here, which I need to check to see how we're doing. So we are burning through some oxygen. Should be all right. If not, we can add more. But that is making our sulfuric acid, which is going into this guy. Here, we've got water vapor being made. We've got just a sink going into a rotary condensator being decondensated into water vapor, going into this tank, and all of this is going here. We've got the sulfur trioxide that we're making here, mixed with water vapor. That's giving us this stuff, sulfuric acid. Our sulfuric acid. We've got a bunch of enrichment factories. But wait, we got one enrichment factory set up, and this is pumping into 4 chemical oxidizers, which are making the uranium oxide. This should be enough to take care of that. The uranium oxide is going over there, but we've got this guy set up. This is running just about even with what we are producing with sulfuric acid, and the fluorite is giving us the hydrofluoric acid. I've got fluorite. This is connected to our drawers up top. And then over here is our last chemical infuser. It's got the hydrofluoric acid, and it's got from here the uranium oxide from there going into here, making uranium hexafluoride. And it is filling on up. So our next bit of business is going to be to make our isotopic centrifuge. Why this is a thing before the reactor, I'm not sure, because we got to make the reactor before we can actually use the fuel, but let's get the fuel going. So this guy, it's actually not that bad to make. We're going to need a couple of these, so let's go ahead and start that one. There's that guy, and we'll start the next one. And we'll just let that wait till we're ready for it. So this guy here, we can place him right here. Power goes into one of, I don't remember exactly which way this is going to work. We need a few more of these guys. So let's do that. We want to entangle this guy to here. We're going to give it that. and that is working. So this guy will make fissile fuel once we give it some power. I don't think we can give it power on top. No, we cannot. That was the... So there we go. This guy is making not very much. If we get a tank... Actually, there's one thing that we need to make, and I don't think I've got one yet. We have not made a quantum entangler porter. Let's do that. Recipe for that. Easy enough. Let's get one of those made. That's what we're going to use to transport our fissile fuel over to wherever we're going to be doing our reactor setup. So this guy, and then we need a recipe for this guy, and that goes there, that goes there, and now we should be able to make this guy quantum entangler porter. Let's go ahead and make 2 of them, and that is quest. And we can place this guy. Should be able to place it right here. And we want auto eject on. We want input. It should all be inputting. We want a fissile set up. And this should be filling up. It is. And it looks like right now we're getting... It's not very much. Input. That's not showing me anything. But anyways, we've got our fissile fuel. We probably need to speed this up just a little bit. Alright, so for what we've got right now, we have got to, I think it's 64 that we're producing. It's not the best. I think we can get it up to 512 fully upgraded with just one setup. But for now, that's what we're going to roll with and see where we are product-wise. One of the things, I did have to go back. I have made, put some more reaction chambers in here. This guy was, we were burning through sulfur, not really terrible like, but we were burning through it. Like I said, we are burning through uranium, but at a much slower pace. But that is kind of where we are, where our hiccup is as far as all of this goes. So that this is one of the things that I realized, and this will probably speed up the process of running through. I need item pipes. Because what was happening with our sulfur was the mechanism pipes weren't keeping up with all the machines. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we should be able to keep all these machines full. And if I throw this guy in here, you can see it's keeping this a little more clear. And this should be filling up quite a bit faster. All right, so, but we've got all that done. Now comes the process of we need to look at our reactor. So I've got all of our bits and bobs up here. We're going to need, we'll look at this guy in a minute, the fission reactor casing. We're going to need a control rod assembly. These guys, not bad. Lead, steel, leak control. We've got all that going on. Reactor glass. We need enriched iron for this. And I have just been... I snagged a bunch of the enriched iron from here to put it in our system. I don't really want to set up a whole thing for this because we're not going to need a ton of the reactor glass. At least as of right now. The fission fuel assembly, these guys aren't bad. Just tank, lead, iron, steel, all that good stuff. But the big thing is these fission reactor casings. These guys are expensive. We need our fluid steel. which we've got recipes for. We've got recipes for aluminum, I do believe. We do. And then we need Supreme machine frames, which we have a recipe for. The only thing we don't have a recipe for is the blocks and for the block of Constantan. So I've got to get all of that going, but we should be able to do all of this fairly easily. So Constantan, we need this guy right here. And I think I'm wanting to say I did. So I changed out this induction smelter for a matter infuser. These guys work a lot quicker. So I just changed it out. So we need recipes for the blocks. We need a recipe for the other blocks. We should have recipes for the fluid steel. We do. So that just means we need to do this right here. And then after that, it's going to be just a matter of crafting up everything that we need and how big that we want to do this. That is a logic adapter. We have to make it for the quest, I do believe. That's not what I wanted. No, we don't need that. So that guy can... Wait. Yeah, we do need that. Alright. So, I'm going to get all these patterns in here. We're going to make sure that everything is going to work. And then we'll see about getting this guy set up. I think what we're going to wind up doing is just, instead of making one big one, we're going to make two small ones. We're going to make one for running plutonium and one for running polonium. And then go from there. So, I guess the time is to make sure that we've got everything we need for this. That's induction casing, fission reactor casing. How many do we need for the quest? 62. Let's craft up 100 of them. That's a lot of stuff. This is probably going to take a minute. Alright, so I've got the beginnings of everything done up here. I don't know, it's probably not going to be enough for anything that we're going to need. But we will get this going and we'll figure it out from there. So, but that's got that quest complete. That's going to give us some more casings, which is nice. We've also got the one for our quantum entangler, which gives us another one of those. And then now I need my angel block. Do I still have it? I do. And then we're going to go out, way out, and set us up a spot for this. Way past our fishing area here. So, I'll be back. Alright, so we are back. We've got two of these guys set up. They are 9x9x9s. And we've got everything ready to go. We've got them full of fissile fuel. We've got them full of water for the coolant. That's what these guys are for. I have got it set up for now to just dump the steam. We have no reason for it until we can get into A, bigger power storage, and B, get the stuff to make the reactors. So we have no use for it right now. We're just going to toss it and be done with it. So we got one that's going to be for polonium. We've got one that's going to be for plutonium, because we need a bunch of both of them. Probably like 300, 400 of each, something like that. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it's freaking ridiculous. So that is where we're going to leave this for the moment. We've got our reactors set up. They're just about ready to go. We've got to get The plutonium's not that bad to get going. All we need for it is another isotopic centrifuge, and we just run the nuclear waste from the reactor to get the plutonium, and then into a pressurized reaction chamber with water and the plutonium and fluorite dust, and that gives us the polonium pellet. So that's not bad. The other part is the polonium, and the polonium is a little bit harder because we've going to need to get into solar neutron activators, which we need HDPE sheets, and that's not going to be that bad because we've got most of this already done. We've got ethylene already made, we get oxygen already made, and we've already got a ton of substrates, so that's not going to be that bad to do. So we'll worry about that next episode. We'll get all of this going, we'll get these guys started, and then go from there. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!